Hi, Dylan, with the Imagine, Act, Achieve Happy Hour. I'm very excited today because I get to introduce you to my friend Peggy Lynch from 21K Promotions. But first, we want to make sure that we are in a happiness state of mind. So, this is one habit that I teach people to do in my mental fitness cohorts. And it's real simple. Today, we're just going to use our vision and the sense of being able to notice colors and shapes and movement. And I think I got my fish tank cam working out all right now this time, unlike the failed attempt that I had 2 days ago. See, we don't fail, we learn. And so for the next 15 minutes, we're just gonna watch my fish swim around. My yo-yo loach is loving this. He probably will show off for the camera a bunch. I've been noticing him swim up to the camera. So all we're going to do is watch the fish. Notice their colors, notice their spots, enjoy watching them swim around. And if your mind starts to wonder, if you start worrying about whatever was stressing you out earlier, just catch yourself. And remember, for the next 15 minutes, we're just watching the fish. And that's it. All right, here we go. Welcome to my fish tank. All right. That was 15 fishy minutes. And I have a very snorty little dog. She's growling. She's like, I was sleeping. Oh, she was very relaxed. Does anybody else have the chihuahua that has the backwards sneeze? Poor dog. Stormy, you always have to steal the show. Okay. So why are we doing this? Why are we starting this happy hour with this exercise? This is a habit that is entirely overlooked. It's so easy, and it helps your mind just reset and tap into the more creative ideas, the more outside of the box solutions that you're looking for. And I was going through my feed earlier today, and I came across this article from Inc.com, and I'll post that link in the comments so that you guys can check out this article. But I'm going to read it to you right now because it's really good. This article is excellent. So it says, neuroscience says one brainless habit improves memory, boosts creativity, and reduces stress. Neuroscience has uncovered the benefits of what once dismissed as unproductive and a waste of time. One simple activity with many personal benefits is not exactly seen in a positive light. In fact, it's often dismissed as an unproductive, mind-wandering distraction for unfocused workers mentally in la la land. And what is it that I speak of? Daydreaming. According to neuroscience, daydreaming activates the right side of your brain and it opens up the gateway for more innovative thoughts and creative breakthroughs. For you, left brain dominant and task-oriented accountants, data analysts, and other techies, don't despair. Just let your daydreaming take over. More specifically, practice productive daydreaming while doing something relaxing, like watching a fish tank. Think of how many times you've come up with something brilliant out of the blue while taking a hot shower or bath. Daydreaming is something everyone can do, and there are many benefits. The first one's memory benefits. And if you were tuned in with us earlier today, I interviewed Joanne Dufton, who talked about memory loss and how this isn't something that you have to live with as you age. You don't have to accept dementia, but there are things that you can do to prevent dementia. And so I think that's kind of interesting how this ties in today. Memory benefits. Number one, research suggests that entering a state of quiet wakefulness after an experience can improve learning and memory. Quiet wakefulness, another term for daydreaming, is a relaxed state of environmental awareness that helps the mind process complex thoughts while awake and at rest. One study published in the journal Nature, researchers examined the neural activity of mice while they were daydreaming. The study revealed distinct neural patterns and activation of the hippocampus, the area of the brain responsible for memory. These findings suggest that the daydreaming could help with learning and memory. The researchers suggest that it's essential to make time for daydreaming to submit the learning accomplished during the day. Number two, creativity benefits. Research indicates that daydreaming fosters creativity because the brain's ability to make novel connections between seemingly unrelated concepts is heightened during daydreaming episodes. At the heart of daydreaming lies a network in the brain that activates when the mind is at rest. This neurotheater allows us to mentally wander through scenarios, imagine alternative realities, and simulate experiences. You have likely experienced waking up from a deep sleep only to realize your daydreaming mind has generated a valuable idea. This is the same principle behind daydreaming, but with less risk of forgetting the concept. Number 3, problem-solving benefits. Daydreaming serves as a cognitive playground where the brain tackles unresolved problems. A study published in the journal Psychological Science revealed that individuals who engaged in a brief period of daydreaming before a problem-solving task demonstrated increased creativity and problem-solving skills compared to those who did not engage in mind wandering. When scientists conducted an MRI scan on individuals who were daydreaming, they discovered that various regions of the brain were highly active, including the executive network, which is linked to complicated problem solving, as per a study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. 4, mental health benefits. In certain situations, daydreaming has a protective effect against negative experiences. According to a study published in the Journal of Pain, individuals who are asked to recall the memory of enjoying their favorite meal while placing their hand in a bucket of ice demonstrated higher pain tolerance and less anxiety than those that focused on something neural or didn't concentrate on anything at all. Daydreaming can be a valuable tool in dealing with stress and anxiety, especially in busy environments or situations with perceived threats. If you feel yourself getting more and more anxious, you might turn to daydreaming and follow these steps. Take a break from your work and any distractions by looking away from your desk. Next, take a deep breath in and then breathe out slowly, and repeat this a few times. Finally, think of something pleasant that has meaning to you. Another way to reduce stress and anxiety in a matter of seconds is to rid yourself of intense focus, a left brain activity that can trigger stress and hamper your imagination. And the last benefit is workplace benefits. For leaders, understanding and embracing daydreaming can unlock a treasure trove of benefits in their workers. Encouraging brief breaks for employees to let their minds wander can enhance creativity and problem solving, paving the way for innovative solutions, enhanced team dynamics, and workplace culture that embraces the power of the wandering mind. So the next time your mind takes an imaginative detour, remember that it might be leading you toward your next breakthrough. So I thought that article was very well written, and it's true. I feel like once we get into the adult world, suddenly we're told that there's no time to just sit and use your imagination and daydream and just be. So this is one really important habit. It doesn't take a lot of effort. It's something you can do while you're doing other things. And this is what I teach in my mental fitness classes. I do workshops on this kind of thing. And I also can teach you how to make your own imaginary lab where you pretty much become like a genie and you can grant yourself any wish you want. You just have to figure out in your little lab how you're going to get there. And while you're daydreaming, it's funny what solutions you might come up with. So now that we are in a happiness state of mind, I can't wait to introduce you to my friend, Peggy Lynch. So let's not wait anymore. Hey, Peggy, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you, Heidi.
Awesome. Okay, wait, let me get the little thing on the bottom that says that we're watching fish off of here because we're not watching fish anymore. That's not what we're doing. All right, fish time over, interview time on. So,
Okay.
Peggy, what topic were we going to talk more about today?
I would like to talk about marketing. Of course, that's my favorite thing. That's what I do.
Well, that is awesome because I know some people out there, marketing is not their favorite thing, and they think that it's hard and difficult. And I think that's why everybody kind of needs a Peggy in their life because Peggy is a ton of fun to hang around with, and I think you have some really great solutions to make marketing a little more fun.
There's so many different marketing mediums, and mine, of course, is swag branded merchandise. But that can tie into any other type of marketing or advertising. You can have radio or television or print advertising, and tie in some branded merchandise, and just enhance the marketing, program that you're working on. So it's a great field to be in. It's fun.
Awesome.
And
Well, tell me, like, what got you into this? What were you thinking about that led you in this direction?
Well, truthfully, I interviewed for a position, and I'm talking about in 1984. Okay, so that wasn't all that long ago, right? But it was just a person that I knew, a colleague, a friend, and I didn't even really understand the industry when I interviewed. I learned it as I went along. Uh, and it's just seemed to fit me so well. It became my niche. And I started out, as I say, on the supplier side, where I was exhibiting at trade shows pretty much nationwide. And I was experiencing, I was learning about all these brand new products and how they were used. Certainly in the promotional products industry, there are hundreds of thousands of products, and I don't sell product. I mean, I do, but I don't. We look at a marketing program and determine, what is your goal, and how what type of marketing are you working on at this point? Are you exhibiting at a trade show? Are you calling on clients? You're out prospecting. Um, are you sending gifts to your clients? Whatever the case. So we start with the ultimate goal, and then we backtrack, and then we start finding product that would fit into your marketing program. Um, and again, as I say, it doesn't have to be just promotional products or branded merch, in your marketing program. You can incorporate other venues and make it a much better, much more effective marketing plan.
So, when you are talking about these products and developing them into a marketing plan, how does that make you feel when you think about it?
You know what? It's kind of a thrill. I mean, I've been doing this for so many years, but when I have a new project coming up, it kind of gives me goosebumps because I get excited and I think, oh, let me find something really cool that would tie in with their program. And I one of my favorites that just occurred recently is a company with the name Bird in their company name. I won't say the whole company name. I don't know that I should or shouldn't. But we found crystal 3D birds and colorful birds, and we've etched their company logo on the side of the bird. It's a decorator piece. It is just so gorgeous. My only regret is that I didn't order one extra to display on my shelves. So, but and there are a lot of challenges. When they first found this on Amazon, but Amazon doesn't do the printing or etching or whatever. And she sent me a picture and said, "Can you get this?" Well, I've been around so long that I have sources that can dig really deep and find pretty much anything you need. And lo and behold, my guy came up with it. And when I sent her the paper proof just before they're getting ready to etch it, I said, "Are we okay to go forward?" And she said, "Oh my gosh." She said, "This is stunning." Okay, that's stunning. I said, "Yes, it is." So we moved forward and we did that. But there are a lot of challenges because some clients will just kind of go through the website and they'll look at the basics, whether it's wearables or calendars or writing instruments, awards, that type of a thing. And you can go onto my website and just kind of look through there and kind of scroll through and see what is available on product. But I much prefer, I mean, I'll certainly take that, but I enjoy more when somebody gives me a challenge. Here's one other example. I have a client that they have multiple colors in their logo, gorgeous logo, and they wanted just a key to look like a house key, that same design. Uh, and it needed to be orange and then etched or screen printed with a little message, the key to our success. This was for one of their programs. And in the industry, there is no such animal. Okay. I mean, if you go have a key made at the hardware store, you can probably pick up an orange key. You can probably get one in orange, but not in the industry. Well, I reached out to my sourcing person who goes overseas and digs deep, and he had the orange key created, and we etched it and went out the door, and they loved it. So that's it. As much as all the other basics, the standards are very effective. You know, writing instruments. Sometimes my clients will say, "Oh my gosh, everybody uses pens," or everybody, so many people buy pens. I don't want to just order pens. Well, actually, there's a reason. There's a reason that everybody orders pens because they are used everywhere and reused and lost and found by somebody who's going to see it and read it and so on. It's one of the top selling products in the industry. So I wouldn't say just order a pen and slam your logo on it. You might want to put a card with it with a special message, and create like a clever phrase, and I can't think of one, of course, right now, but where you tie the pen into the program. You don't just hand out the pen. You put something with it and enhance the marketing program.
That makes me think of a story. I used to work for a restoration company, and he had ordered this pen that you could use it as a screwdriver, and there was a ruler on it, and there was a bunch of there was a level on it. So whenever he gave away the pen, he didn't just hand you the pen and say, "Here you go." No, he did this whole shopping channel display of and if this happens, you can do this, and if this happens, you can do this, and look, that's not all, folks. It does this.
I need him to work with me. I love that. Yeah. You don't just, hand out a piece. I mean, certainly the recipient is going to be thrilled to get something, first of all, free and useful and colorful and so forth. But again, you need to enhance that. The way you present it, the way you distribute it, that's the one thing too, with marketing, with branded merch. You have to put together a distribution plan. Just don't buy 1,000 pens and go, okay, now what do I do with this? You got to have that plan in place before you even order the pens, and or we call it writing instruments if you want to be sophisticated. Although they're not always that sophisticated because I just ordered a number of samples for an expo that I've got coming up, some writing instruments, and I have some with the world globe on the top of it. I have one with a basketball. When you push this button, the basketball flips out of the basket and hangs by a string. And it's also silly that then in the package that I received, there was a spoon and a fork. And the tips of these utensils were silver in color. I'm sure it was like plastic, but silver in color. And then a black handle on each one. And I thought, I ordered pen samples. Why are they sending me a spoon and a fork? And and then there was another pen that was I couldn't even figure out how to use it. So I called the factory, and actually, and I don't have it in front of me, and I won't run get it. But anyway, you just take this spoon or fork, and you just pull it apart, and it's a pen.
With a fancy cap.
Who would have thought? But I mean, you can really have fun with that. I mean, that will lend itself towards certain markets. Certainly, the food.
Hammers, I imagine that would be a good one for.
Yes, yes. So that would be a fun thing. And some of the other pens, and again, they're fun. Although, what I often say in my presentations is, oftentimes clients will say, well, what's new and different? Well, it's always fun to have something new and different, but that's not always a good thing, because within my industry, every supplier seems to want to every year come up with the newest, most creative, unusual product and sell it. What happens with that? First of all, if the recipient doesn't know within about 15 seconds what to do with this item, okay, it's of no use. Okay. Now, what was my other thought on that? So don't always go for the newest and the strangest, because what I see then on my supplier sites is within about 6 months, that product is on clearance because it was a bomb. So, you know, you don't want to, in your marketing program, you don't want to mail out or hand out a product that is not functional. It's going to, take too long to figure out how to use it. People are just going to get frustrated and in
Throw
the
it in
trash.
the door and it's never going to be seen again.
Right, right. So we don't want that.
I can tell how you feel so passionate about this subject just from your answer to that question. So that was awesome. But now I'm curious. So, how did you learn all this stuff? Were there like classes you had to go to? Did you have a mentor? Was it just working the job and doing it every day? How did you learn all of this?
Well, it's a little bit of a combination of all. When I started, and again, I was on the supplier side when I started, and sometimes they're referred to as manufacturers. So supplier, manufacturer, and I needed to learn that product line. He probably had 30 or 40 items in the product line, so I of course had to learn that product line. Okay. And then each supplier might have a slightly different product line. So I had to learn that product line, and then I was exhibiting at trade shows in all the major cities, for quite a while, and getting to know all the other suppliers. And I would take a break from my booth, have somebody jump in for me, and I would walk the trade show, and I would stop and talk to the different suppliers, and they would be showing me their product lines, and it was just amazing. I mean, there would be 2,000 exhibitors, 2,000 suppliers at a trade show at times. And so I, of course, didn't hit every booth, but that's where I started to see all the different product out there that is, considered branded merchandise. That's pretty much how I learned it. And I've been in it so many years. And from seeing the products demonstrated from a trade show booth to having to source product, when clients are looking for something for an event, then I need to go to work and come up with ideas. So now my brain is just, I'm like shopping with other people's money.
That's always fun.
Yes, yes, I do. I get to go shopping and find products that that will interest them and appeal to them. So so with all that and being in the industry for so many years, it just all started to come together, and just amazing how much is out there.
So, what would you say, knowing more about this topic in the industry and the time that you spend working with your clients, how has all of this enriched your life?
I'll tell you, I would say one of the main things that has happened over the years is it's built my level of confidence, um, and that falls into not just your business life but your personal life. I mean, it's across the board. The more I learned about the products and the more I learned what clients might be looking for or how to work with a client on their marketing program, the more confident I became. And that, of course, lends itself to getting excited about working on a new project. I get excited because I know I can do it. I've had such a wide range of experience and experiences, um, that when somebody talks to me, I was at a breakfast meeting this morning, and then when you walk out, oftentimes you end up chit chatting a little bit with somebody. And so this is a newer contact for me, and she's ready to start working with me. And I was so excited. We're both getting in our cars, and I was so excited. I wanted to start talking right there. I wanted to start, getting this on the paper right now.
Yeah.
And I thought, save it. Let's set an appointment and do it right.
I've been there. I get very excited.
hmm So
So, I am very focused on habits with my coaching. So, I'm curious, what is one habit that you found to have a lot of impact on your success?
I would say making lists. I have to make lists and I have to check them off. Uh, that keeps me grounded, keeps me focused as much as possible. So, yeah.
Do you do a little celebration when you do little check marks and you're like, yeah, I got that done?
I, what have is this like is my computer like two-way? Are you on live video with me when I'm working? Because you must have seen me do that.
If you make a list and you don't do a little celebration dance when you check something off, I feel like there's something wrong.
I'm sitting there going, yes, yes, yes.
Today I got them all. Yes.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, that's awesome. I totally agree with that one. That one is a really good habit. Okay. So let's see. What's my next question? Oh, teaching stuff at the college. Have you been thinking about teaching a class with our community collaboration?
Yes, yes. And I would like to, of course, cover in general marketing, but I would like to narrow it down a little bit and rather incorporate in my teaching how to use certainly swag or branded merchandise with other marketing venues, and kind of explain how, well, pretty much how the industry works, because it's, as much as people know what branded merch and swag is, it's still somewhat foreign. The whole process is kind of foreign. So that would be part of it. I would want to kind of describe that whole process, but also get some case histories together and describe how, the big quick stick pen was used in this marketing program, and was it a mailer, and what phrases did they tie in, what kind of artwork did they include, that type of a thing. So yeah, I would like to not just focus on branded merch, but also on the other marketing venues that are available.
I think also if you included some of that strategy thinking with using the promotional products would be super helpful for people to learn.
Yeah. Um, yeah, it's obviously it's near and dear to my heart, and you know, I would enjoy.
I can tell the class will be full of excitement and people will feel like they're shopping, but without like the stress of like the day after Thanksgiving.
Right. I should probably, you know what? I should probably, for my business, incorporate like a Black Friday once a year. Post something out there. Hey, everybody, if you shop on, you place an order on this particular day, you get X percentage off your order. Only that one day a year. Anyway, see how my
Well,
mind drifts?
I'm glad you bring that up because people could use promotional products as gifts too. Like
Right.
it's not like you're just in those cases maybe going to give away like a 50-cent pen. Maybe like it's a little bit nicer than that. But you can help people do their business Christmas shopping, can't you?
Absolutely. That used to be the busiest time of year for our industry. That has changed in the last number of years when corporations, back in the day, they used to, every company had a Christmas party, and it was a lot of food, a lot of drinks, and then there were some problems afterward as a result. And they started cutting back on that. So they were cutting back on holiday/Christmas, functions, which of course then reduced the number of Christmas gifts that were purchased. It seems to be coming back a little bit, and I actually start in July in my presentations, telling people, guess how many days until Christmas? How many shopping days? They look at me like I have two heads, and I'm like, no, I'm serious. You know what? In the blink of an eye, and you want to get this figured out well in advance so that there are no issues with inventory or imprinting problems that delay the order and that kind of a thing. So it's coming back a little bit. And of course, I promote that idea because I hand out client Christmas gifts. Oh, I think you got one. Didn't you get you got a client Christmas gift?
I did.
So I hand out client Christmas gifts because guess what? If I'm going to try to encourage my clients to do that, they want to see that I do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then you can be like, yeah, it feels good to get a present. And then you're like, maybe I could make someone feel good too.
Right, exactly.
All right, so speaking of shows, you have an event coming up on Friday, right?
Yes, I do. It's my second expo. I did one in August, and it was successful. So I will have a display on a table of I don't know how many different products, random samples with different logos on them, so that you can walk through, come on in, and touch and feel the products, test them. Feel the weight of it. Test out the writing instrument and see how you like how it writes. And then wearables. You can hold the shirts up, to see if it's when you're ordering wearables, different brands are sized differently. So I often, almost always, I'll say sample a shirt because if somebody is used to wearing a size medium and they order a medium from this particular factory and they're swimming in it because it's sized differently, and now they've ordered 100 shirts and they don't fit anybody, So I like to sample these things. But so yes, my expo is from 9 until 1, and I will have swag bags for everybody to take home, and then we're going to have 4 door prizes. You know, pretty much every hour we'll pull a card, and
I
you know,
like prizes.
and I've got some new product. I contacted a lot of my suppliers a while ago, um, and looked at whatever was clever and new or very cool, but still functional and working, easy to operate. And ordered some samples so I can. I'll be showing those at my expo as well. And there'll be coffee and pastries, so you can eat and drink while you shop.
Coffee and pastries. The deal is sealed. I am going to be there.
Yay!
So,
Wonderful.
where is there, by the way? Where are we going?
Oh, to Royal St. Augustine Golf Club, and that is off of Route 16, not too far from 95. 16 and let's see, what is that other main cross street? 4 Mile Road is a street that'll get you in there. But you can see it from Route 16. You can enter right off of Route 16. Big signs.
All right, awesome. And I'm going to, this is like a double whammy. This is a link to our Discord where our community collaboration is collaborating in between our regular meetings. But we have this made as an event in there, so you can go check it out. That's all the details about Peggy's show. There's a flyer in there, so you know where to go. And that way you can enjoy some coffee and pastries while you shop. You can see the spoon and the fork pen. You're going to have those there, right?
That's right. Uh-huh. So strange. You know what? Yes, I will. That's one piece I will have to demonstrate, because if they pick up this fork or spoon and they're going to think, what is this for? And then
I held it up too, and you're like pull it in half or whatever, and I'm like, I was holding it up and down, like, what do you mean? Like, what?
right.
No, like this. Oh.
So I mean, it's a clever idea, although once again it falls into that category of what do I do with this thing, you know? And unless you tie it into a marketing program, you know, certainly the obvious one would be, you know, the food industry, restaurant industry, something like that. That, you know, could be if you're having a grand opening or a ribbon cutting or whatever, and you invite people in to have some hors d'oeuvres or whatever, you could place these, you know, with your logo and message on. And but of course, you'd have to at least open one of them so that people they might use that fork and eat their hors d'oeuvres, not knowing there's a pen inside there. So you have to let them know. But it's
I
one
think
of the
actually, now you made me think of another one it would be good for. It's good for those backpackers. You know, the ones that do like the Appalachian Trail? You know,
yes,
they have like very limited things in their backpack. So if their fork and spoon also doubled as pens,
yes,
then you
yes.
don't need to take up extra space in your backpack with a pen.
That and the reusable straws, the metal straws. We sell those. We decorate those, etch them or imprint, and then it comes with a little brush so you can clean it out after every use. So that and a canteen, and you're good to go.
Right? Oh well, this is fun. I think I could talk of all kinds of random ideas with promotional products with you, but we'd be here all night. So,
I know.
well, thank you so much, Peggy, for coming here today, spending some time on the stream, telling us all a little bit more about the promotional products industry. I think a lot of us think the easy way to go about it is maybe I'm just going to quick like Google something and I'm going to go online and I'm just going to do whatever I find. And I know from personal experience that's gotten me into trouble for reasons of I didn't check the proof carefully enough, and now it's like printed and it's wrong. You know, having someone like you that's an extra set of eyes in between the transaction to make sure that 500 copies of a misspelled word don't go out. That
Yes.
alone, that alone is worth your assistance.
Oh yeah, but key word, Heidi. You want a couple of sets of eyes. And I'll sidetrack just for a second. When I was on the supplier side in the very beginning, we imprinted the product in house, and I was a manager at the time. And the production department would imprint one of the items. They wouldn't run the whole order, and that piece would have to come out to the receptionist, let her look at it, look at the artwork request, the imprint request, and then look at the product, okay, and see if that looked good to her, and she'd sign off on it. And then it would come to me, and I would review it and sign off on it or not, and then it seemed like there was a third person. So we had like 3 sets of eyes. And then if we all signed off on it, the production department would run the order. But yes, it's printing, so you've got to just be very cautious.
And not only that, there are so many options online, and a lot of the options, when you get it, not being able to see it or touch it or get a proof of it, I mean, you get the order and then you're like, oh, this is not what I was expecting.
Yes. And I'm pretty insistent on providing samples to my clients before we process the full order, because again, a picture, the paper print is different than the actual piece, and the color shades could be different, and you're looking at something and you think it's blue, and it's navy. It arrives and it's navy blue, but you know what, my colors are peacock blue. So I like to send a sample. By the way, gotta brag, I'm a Navy grandma.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah, my grandson is in the Navy.
Well, that's awesome. Thanks for
Yeah,
sharing. I like your cup.
I love it. It's my favorite.
All right. Well, everybody, go check out what Peggy has to offer. That's going to be Friday from 9 a.m. until 1 at the
Royal St.
Augustine Golf Club.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And we have posted that link in the chat, so you have that for the future. And I think it's going to be fun, Peggy.
Wonderful. It's so much fun talking with you.
I know, we talk a bunch, don't we?
We laugh a lot.
Well, thanks everybody for joining my stream today. Glad you had a chance to meet Peggy. You can feel free to reach out to her. Oh, you know what? I made that one really cool thing for the screen, and then I didn't use it at all. Here it is. Here is Peggy's link tree. So I'm going to post this link also in the chat so people can find you later on. You need a Peggy. If you want to save yourself some time and energy when it comes to your marketing strategy, Peggy is going to do that for you. She's going to give you some awesome peace of mind. Man, she is so good at this. You can just feel her passion, can't you?
Hey, I thank you so much for this opportunity.
Sure. And until next week, you guys, imagine, act, achieve.